Hello everybody, it is me, Kraus, here. I am very excited to show you more Umineko.
Me too.
And same with Tony.
Yep, both of us are here. And, what were you saying? You were, talking about how you think Canon isn't human.
Yeah, cause like, he has, like, his powers and shit.
Yeah,
So, like,
and,
that's fucking weird.
yeah,
That was so weird.
he's Kinzo's furniture.
He's Kinzo's furniture. Beatrice has furniture too. And her furniture also is, like, weapons.
Yeah.
So, like... Is this, like, Soul Eater, but, like, not Soul Eater?
No, this is Umineko.
Oh, okay. Weird. So, does Shan... I wonder, like, who all has that?
Yeah.
Like, Shannon might?
Maybe all of the servants. Or maybe it's
I don't
just the
know.
servants with the gold and one-winged eagle. Because
Yeah,
Goto was
maybe.
hired on.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Maybe
thinking.
Kumasawa too, though. Kumasawa could be. Because she's been there for a long time, even though she doesn't have the one-winged eagle.
Yeah,
But
and
she's
she also
been there as
doesn't
long
have...
as Genji.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think she's the fighting type.
Mm.
Same thing with Goto. He seems kind of like a bitch.
Yeah, I told you this like last week and the week before, but this chapter I've been really excited for because there's oh my god, I actually remembered.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
Something you're gonna like this. You are going to like this.
How do you know?
This is the only thing that you're gonna like in these next 5 chapters. Okay.
Well, I'm scared.
But no, yeah, I love this. Okay, so let's start. Go
right.
Kinzo.
Alright, go Kinzo Pokemon. Yeah. I see. So it has begun. Yes.
Yes. ... Even though Kinzo had received news of 6 deaths, his emotions did not waver.
I do not care for my sons.
The expression on his face as he gazed out the window was a smile, as though his opponent in a chess game had just made a spectacular move. It was hard to imagine that such an expression could ever appear on a father who had lost so many children at once. Goda and Cannon followed Rosa's orders and went to call the police. After that, she ordered us to follow your orders, Master. What shall we do?
This island has already been cut off from the real world. Mere phones will serve no purpose.
Should I have them stop?
Until the roulette is finished, what they do to pass the time is up to them. Let them do as they please.
Yes, sir. What should we tell Rosa?
Didn't I say they should pass the time as they pleased? They can sing if they want, dance if they want. They're even free to hang themselves by the neck or jump into a boiling kettle. Until 13 people die, they can spend their time as they like. If that's too boring, they can wonder, but whether 6 times 9 equals 42 or something.
That's a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, okay, that sounds familiar. That's the answer to the mystery of humanity and the universe.
What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? 42.
Yep, and that's just how it is. And then before that, 6'9".
And this is Shannon?
Shannon.
Yes. My apologies.
Fucking better be sorry.
Shannon cowered in fright at this sudden rage. Genji made a gesture as though telling her not to speak out of turn. Shannon couldn't help but regret saying too much.
However, you two are also free to do as you wish. Genji, and Shannon too. You have done well serving me until today.
Your words are too good for me. But, We are furniture who have sworn to serve the master. We stand ready to serve you no matter the time, until the very end.
Dutiful. I want to tell you about everything, Shannon. I'm going to write a will. I shall need you to transcribe for me.
That's
Please,
crazy
Genji.
because
My usual drink.
he wasn't going to write one last time.
Yeah. Why now? I leave everything to Beatrice in writing. The Shannon.
Huh. Yes, sir. Manjo often recommended that Kinzo write a will because of his health, but each time he had, Kinzo had gone mad with rage. Ever since then, you'd think will would have been the word Kinzo hated most. After hearing such a word come from his lips, Shannon couldn't help doubting her ears for an instant. Shannon hurriedly prepared the side table and some writing paper. Genji followed his orders and began preparing that usual green, evil drink, the absinthe.
Yeah, I fucking love absinthe, dude.
I have absinthe. That's usually what if I do drink, I actually like absinthe.
Dude, I never had absinthe before, but I really want to taste it and smell
Yeah,
the licorice.
it tastes like black licorice.
Anus.
I can't get it at the C4th LCBO, but it's at the Listwell LCBO. It's at the Godridge LCBO. It's at every LCBO except for the one here. I'm ready.
Where should I begin? Shall I also speak of my life? It would be fun to leave behind a record of my most memorable games. It can be truly amusing to read the records of old games from centuries past, to journey in search of those players' thoughts. So, should the game record of my life lead those in the future to go on a journey in search for my thoughts? I think I'm just gonna write about the time I nut so hard my left leg went numb.
For a while, Kinzo pondered over whether he should begin, strutting all over the room with his hands behind his back. Master, here.
Ah, yes. Thank you, my friend. Well then. If I am to speak of my life, I must begin by writing of my meeting with that witch. Shannon. Begin writing. My first meeting with Beatrice took place a long way back. What year of the Showa era was it? It must have been at the end of the war, so... Oh shit, actual lore story, whoa. Let's see if I was right.
Did
I even I think I theorized about this.
I think this is Battler.
We took enough time to regain our calm, and we each swore to our parents that we'd catch the culprit. It would be a lie to say we weren't still torn up. Even now, if we let our guards down just a little, we'd probably start going on a rampage, just like Jessica, letting our emotions show with some kind of violence. According to what Goda said after he got back, right now, Ken was looking after Jessica. Apparently, she was still very emotionally high-strung, typical of women. I see. Thank you. Maybe a young kid would be better at understanding a young kid's feelings. It would probably be better if we left them alone for now.
Rosa, there is nothing more to be gained by remaining here. The phones may not be working, but tomorrow the boat will come, and we should be able to reach the police. We should leave this place as it is for the police's investigation.
I agree with Dr. Nanjo. Staying in a place like this for too long will be bad for your health. Let us return and make some black tea.
Yeah, I agree with that. Battler, George, are you ready? Let's lock up here. We ought to leave this place as it is anyway, for when the police come. You're right, Battler. Are you okay? Yeah, I've cried all I can. I'm fine now. The police would surely find some evidence during their thorough investigation, but we weren't adult enough to wait for that. I had investigated the chapel in my own way, trying to grab the culprit before the police arrived. And what I figured out was absolutely nothing, frustratingly.
What a
I
good
wasn't
detective.
able to find Yeah, he's not a detective anymore. I wasn't able to find a single hint. Come on, let's go out. Maria, we're going. Don't keep staring at it. Oh.
Come, come, Maria. Let us return. It's cold here.
Father, Mother, thank you for everything. I will definitely become a man who doesn't betray your expectations.
Well, George spoke his last words of farewell to his parents. After seeing that, Battler followed suit.
Dad, Kiri. Just looking at their faces, it looked like they were sleeping, but that just made it even more painful. Forgive me for leaving you in a cold place like this. I'll definitely get whoever did this, no matter what. Weird. What is this? What a repulsive scribble. Did the culprit draw it?
This is worse than vulgar. How horrible.
When the door to the chapel was closed, we learned about that creepy scribble for the first time.
When we first found this, it was already drawn here. It must have been made by the culprit.
So supposedly, that culprit was a witch, and this is a magic circle to summon a demon or something? This is the 7th magic circle of the sun. Don't you even know that? Ouch. Hey, don't I always tell you not to make that creepy laugh?
The dynamic's
Maria,
a little
go
different
on.
that Rosa...
What does it mean? It's a magic circle to escape from physical or mental bonds. And the part written around the circumference says, "The Lord has freed me from my chains. I will offer to you the sacrifice of thanksgiving and will call on the name of the Lord," in Hebrew. Ooh.
Ooh.
Sacrifice of thanksgiving. So they killed Father and the rest to use them as human sacrifices for this magic circle. Calm down, George. This is the culprit trying to provoke us. I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. Thinking about it will only poison the heart. And looks like there's some English written here. Happy Halloween for Maria. I get it. What the fuck? And the key to open this door was handed over to Maria. Is that what's going on? Well, this is the chapel after all. Maybe Maria does mean Maria, but the Virgin Mary. In that case, you could read this as a blasphemy against God in the name of Hebrew, Halloween. They say witches who make contracts with demons swear to defile God's name at all times. In that sense, this really is a witch-like crime. Sounds like you know a lot about it. Did you get that from Maria? Yeah, something like that. The chapel, huh? They went to all the trouble of calling them out here and killing them? Aunt Rosa, does this chapel have some special meaning? What do you mean, a special meaning? Well, someone carried 6 human corpses all the way over here and set up these elaborate decorations. We can't tell if she called the 6 of them over here before killing them, or if she killed them before carrying them over here. But either way, it'd take a lot of effort. Why did the culprit want 6 people to die here?
True. By doing something that elaborate, there would be an extremely high chance of some disadvantageous evidence.
Huh?
Of some disadvantageous evidence being found when the police arrive. It is inconceivable that the
I don't
culprit...
think I can hear you.
What? Hello?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, I think I accidentally muted it with my cheek.
Oh shit.
I'll start that line over.
Alright.
True! By doing something that elaborate, there would be an extremely high chance of some disadvantageous evidence being found when the police arrive. It is inconceivable that the culprit would fail to realize this. The issue now is why the culprit went to all that effort.
And that leads us to just one question. What meaning is there to this place, where we found 6 corpses? This chapel was important to Father. Ever since I was a kid, I was given strict instructions never to enter it.
Ooh, I came here once too. Got in lots of trouble.
An important chapel. Does that have some connection to the Ushirimiya Ed family? I don't know. Father viewed this chapel as very sacred, and he treasured it so much that he had it redecorated several times. But as everyone knows, Father wasn't a devout believer, as his passion for black magic demonstrates. I've never heard of him coming here to offer his prayers to God.
As far as I know, the Master has never come here. We even call this the Sealed Chapel, and, I found it eerie, like a haunted house.
Even though Father never approached it himself, for some reason he made the servants give him a major cleaning several times a year. It felt like he kept it clean all the time so that it could be used at any moment. And even so, it's called the Sealed Chapel. Maybe it's indiscreet to say this, but doesn't that sound pretty cool? Dr. Nanjo, you're an old friend of Grandfather's, right? Have you ever heard anything about it?
I did ask about it once long ago, but I forget exactly how he dodged my question. That's right, I believe he said something like, "Someday, perhaps, I too will be able to receive a blessing there. But unless a miracle occurs, that day will never come."
Oh shit. What does that mean? What would he do in a chapel? He couldn't meet his own funeral, right?
I wouldn't believe that of Kinzo. He was a man much more focused on the living now than matters occurring after death. Though this does seem to be the root cause of the current inheritance problem.
Then what would he do in a chapel? Pray? Aren't confessions done in a chapel too? Anyway, it sounds suspicious. I don't know the reason, but just as Dr. Nanjo said in Grandfather's eyes, all this is about not being blessed unless a miracle occurred. It was set in stone as far back as this chapel's construction. How do you know that? See, it's clearly written over there. Look right there. George pointed to a relief with rusted gold letters on the arch above the door. It looked like some message had been written there in English. The rust made it clear that the message had been written there ever since the chapel's construction. I'm not that good with English. What is it? This door is open only at probability of what? Sorry, my English sucks. I gave up after failing to finish even the first of the 2 lines. It looked like the others could read it properly. I think it went MBTQ, so, how many that mean? I think, anyway, this is incredible. Adding up all the fingers of both hands doesn't even get you close. It really would be impossible unless a miracle occurred.
Certainly. It's quite reminiscent of the old Kinzo, who loved using gambling as a metaphor whenever he got the chance.
Hey, come on, can everyone read it? Someone tell me what it means too. You've got to at least learn English. How did you get into high school without even being able to read this much? Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Mind your own business. So what's written there? Simply put, it means something like this. Unless a miracle occurs, this door will never be opened. Unless a miracle occurs, you will never be blessed. so Maria can read it, and she's like 9. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's because Badler's stupid.
Oh, okay, it makes sense. Grandfather's grandfather's magic is based on astronomically low probabilities. In other words, a miracle for opening the store would probably require an incredible amount of magical power. Ouch. Nice job. You can shut up now. Rosa, did you have Maria take English classes? Looks like it's useless to try and learn English unless you start when you're young after all. The steel chapel, set in the soil whether she was a witch or not. It rumored that Beatrice actually existed several decades ago and was grandfather's mistress.
This is, just my imagination. But perhaps the master truly did love Beatrice. However, he was already married, so they couldn't be united.
I see. If Beatrice was dead and could be revived with the magic of a miracle, and then now that grandfather's dead, he could marry her openly. And if they married in this chapel, you might end up with a pretty fairy tale-like story, right? Oh shit. I don't think that story is so preposterous. It's a well-known fact that grandfather still loves Beatrice deeply. Also, even though I said I found it creepy, I seem to remember that the interior of the chapel was quite magnificent. The thought that father built this chapel in the hopes of having a wedding with his dead mistress might not be that unlikely. By the time he built his chapel, grandfather probably knew that he would never use it as a church as long as they lived, but he prayed for the wish to be revived by some miracle, and he thought that if that miracle occurred, they could be married here.
I see. If you think of it that way, this would be a place of utmost significance to Beatrice as well, even though he knew the chapel would never be opened. It's a story of tragic love.
Even though Goda was even bigger than me, his words were touching. Everyone was silent, but it seemed that they agreed with that view.
Even though he knew it was a chapel never to be opened, he still probably dreamed of the day that a miracle would occur. Kinzo was quite the romantic in his younger days. I think I understand how he felt.
I wonder. Then again, everyone in it 4 times a year to clean, right? So much for it being the sealed chapel. Didn't we just go in ourselves? That wasn't a miracle or anything. We brought the key, click, and we're in. That's all. This is ridiculous. Huh? What? Then what does that mean? What are you talking about? As far as I could tell, I'd just been joking around, finding myself a bit irritated by the sob story this was turning into. But then Aunt Rosa suddenly jumped on me with a really mysterious face. Aunt Rosa's face grew increasingly pale. She looked at the magic circle on the door, then at her hand, back and forth, back and forth.
What is the matter, Rosa?
Hey, Goda, the key to this chapel. Did Genji say it? He said there was the only one. Huh? Oh, huh? Oh. It took you all way too long to figure out. This me? Yeah, it's probably me. When a kid pulls a prank, it sometimes goes unnoticed by the adults, and the kid who gets it, and the kid who did it gets all disappointed. If such a prank then gets sprung on someone much later, it can really make a kid's day. Maria's celebration just now looked a lot like that.
Yes, that's right. There is only one of those keys. It's the key to the Master's treasured chapel, so there is only one with no duplicates. It is normally kept safe in the key box in the servant room, but...
That's right. And Genji said it had gone missing. So someone stole it, put it in an envelope, and handed it to Maria. And they did it yesterday. What the? So in other words, isn't that strange? That's absurd. This is getting bizarre.
What do you mean? I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
That's a little suspicious.
Me neither. Would you explain it for us?
Goda and Andrew's failure to understand definitely wasn't because they were stupid frickin' idiots. They didn't know. They didn't know how long the only key to the chapel had been in Maria's possession. There's no mistake. It was locked up. I unlocked it. There's no doubt. Aunt Rosa kept closing the door, locking it, pulling on it to check the lock, and opening it again. Her face was becoming pale again. Until I took the key out of Marie's envelope and opened this door, it was definitely locked. But this key was in an envelope placed in Maria's care. And that happened yesterday before noon.
What did you say? But that doesn't make any sense.
Fuck off. You're right. Maria received a one-of-a-kind key from a woman calling herself a witch midday yesterday. In other words, from midday yesterday until this morning, when Rosa unlocked the door, this chapel was a closed room. Another closed room.
Yeah.
How did they get those 6 people in here? And then how did they kill them? Thunder. The death of 6 people had shaken us badly. When we learned about that weird magic circle and the history of the chapel, we felt as though we'd figured out at least part of this puzzle out. But that was all absolutely trivial. From midday yesterday until this morning, this chapel was a closed room. But our parents were with us until last night. How did the culprit get into this building? And how did they lock it up again? What are you trying to pull? Again? A closed room again? Are you trying to say you locked it with the power of magic? Don't take me for a fool, you fucking bitch.
If you're demanding that I show you how to open locks with my power, I wouldn't mind. But that wouldn't be the same as me forcing you to surrender. You keep trying to explain it all with humans. Only when I've cornered all your theories completely will I have my victory. Come now, how will you undermine my defenses? What trick could a human have used to defeat them,
It's just like the closed room last time. Not enough information. It's impossible to reason like this. Any excuse could be made to anyone. There's no way to reason it out.
Ha! That again? There's not enough information, so you'll wait and see? Your information is uncertain, so it's impossible to use your reasoning. Ha! This is always the excuse you humans use to let yourselves stop thinking. Who do you think you are, lowly human? Are you saying you can't even think unless you're like Laplace's demon, you incompetent fool? Besides, you make it seem like a lack of information works against you, but it's the other way around, you see. The more information you're given, the more it will make you suffer. It'll only increase the strength of the compressor that's squeezing you.
Oh, in that case, let me say this. It's impossible to verify that this is a closed room in the first place. If we're already talking about demons, I can play that game too. Actually, the Laplace's demon is like a cool. It's like basically a demon who knows everything at one particular moment, and so Laplace's reasoning was if it can know everything that's happening at this moment, like the direction atoms are going in, everything in the world, he can predict the future and the past at the same time.
That's cool.
So yeah, it is pretty cool. It'd be possible to prove that this isn't a closed room. Just show someone how they could have gone in or out, and you're done. But it's impossible to prove that this is a closed room. You could never deny the endless set of possible methods for getting in. In other words, this is one of those devil's proofs. The concept of a closed room is actually something that can never be proved.
So, first you stop thinking with a lack of information as an excuse, and now this. Very well. If that is your move, then I will accept it. Continue.
First off, it looks like you're trying to claim that this chapel's a closed room. Just a short while ago, I spent some time looking around in there, and I couldn't find any way in or out except for the door. But that just means I couldn't find one. It doesn't prove it was a closed room. It could have fucking secret passageways, or the construction could have a hole in it. If there's a hidden door or something that I wasn't able to find, your premise would be blown away completely. In other words, whether I managed to find a hidden door or not, you'll never be able to deny that there exists a method X that let you into the closed room. A squirrel just fell outside my window. I swear to God. Okay. And this method X would be something that could be carried.
What did you say?
A squirrel fell.
You spoiled yourself?
No, a squirrel fell.
Oh, a squirrel fell.
Yeah, like I saw it falling outside
Oh,
the
no.
window. What the fuck? It was black one. Black squirrel. Alright. And this method X would be something that could be carried out without magic. After all, it's a hidden door. I'm sure that in this chapel, there's some hidden door that's impossible to find. That's why there's no reason for me to reason it out, and the magic is still impossible. Fucking get wrecked, scrub.
Oh, so you'll use that logic.
Yeah.
How naive. An expected move. Let me make my move in response. These closed rooms used in detective novels made by mere humans always seem utterly ridiculous to me. Why? Because they're used the wrong way. When a closed room appears in a detective novel, do you really think it's a closed room? You don't, do you? What trick did they use to make this look like a closed room? That's what you think. In other words, there hasn't been a completed closed room in any of the closed room murders that humans have built over the last century.
Oh. Better not say that unless you want to face the wrath of the mystery fans. Christie's probably grinding her teeth in her grave.
Agatha Christie, I reviewed her book in the first book club.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it was the second one. Well, I forget. But, and then there were none. It was when I reviewed, and then there were none. And they're talking about the author who wrote that.
Yeah, was there like a closed room mystery in that one?
Huh?
Was there a closed room mystery in that one?
There was a couple of closed room stuff because they're on an island. The story of this is based a lot on that. They're on an island, and every single one of them dies, and so the island is kind of the closed room. And like, who's the murderer?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Humph. But I am different. I have given birth to a true closed room, and I can demonstrate it. Why? Because I am a witch.
Wow.
For the devil's proof, you only had to bring someone a demon to prove that they exist, correct? Well, I conveniently happen to be a witch, meaning that demons are my good friends, and I can bring you as many of them as you like.
Sounds great. Dad and the rest used a hidden door to enter the chapel, or were carried in through it. How do you plan to beat that move, huh?
With this. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the 6 definitely entered through the door.
Huh? Dumbass. The door was locked, so how'd they do it? You fucking retard.
I opened it with magic and invited them inside.
That can't be true. Since I can't accept magic, there's no way I'll accept that. You're lying. That door can be opened with some trick. Or maybe there's a hidden door, but I won't accept any other way.
Perpetual check. That's what we call an endless repetition of moves in chess. It's the same endless repetition as a discussion that won't advance because both sides deny the basis of each other's claims, like our game. In most games, this would be resolved as a draw, but that would put a terrible damper on our fun. We will have no draws. You will either accept me and submit to me, or you will deny me.
At least I agree with you there. We'll settle this without fail, just as you wish.
I like that attitude. So, I had a thought. I think I'll add a new rule to this game between the two of us.
Oh, fuck off, what? A new rule? I'll bet it's something that'll give you an advantage, right?
Of course not. I'll give you the thing people like you always demand. The reason you always stop thinking and then moan about it is a lack of information. And if you are then given information, you start doubting whether the information is true or not by rejecting the source. Isn't that convenient? What clever little words to hide your own incompetence. I'm offering to eliminate that convenient excuse of yours. You should thank me.
You said that they entered through the door, and I said that couldn't happen. Are you calling that an evasive answer?
Exactly. So, from now on, when I speak the truth, I will use red.
Oh. Huh. What is this? Keep explaining.
No matter what magical move I use, you can always keep running away by chanting lack of information and by rejecting the source. Even though I would still win in the end that way, it would be extremely boring. Because of that, I'd be happy to give you the information and sources you so desire. However, you'll probably doubt each word I say. That isn't bad in itself. I also will use every possible move to make you submit. I don't dislike our posture of searching out our best moves for our own goals. But that won't make a game, so I set up this rule. Everything I speak in red is the truth. There's absolutely no need to doubt it.
Oh, but look at that right there. Are you telling me to believe that?
This is a game between you and me. In a game, the rules are sacred. Those who take that lightly are not qualified to play.
Okay, I get you. I'll accept that rule. Even an elementary school kid can get into an endless argument and find fault with everything. Then let's start it up again, continuing where we left off. I'll say it one more time. Dime and the rest use a hidden door to enter the chapel, or were carried in through it.
Then I shall repeat what I said. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the 6 definitely entered through the door.
Okay. What, is there any proof?
Stop! I will supplement the rule. When I speak the truth, I will use red, and when I do, I will not bear the responsibility of establishing that claim by showing proof. They will simply be facts and the truth. My reason is simple. I carried out all the crimes with magic, so for any impossible crime, all I have to do is wave my magic staff and show you how it's done. But that wouldn't make a game. It would be as barbaric as ignoring victory and defeat in a chess match and punching your opponent in the face.
Well, that makes sense. Since you're a witch, there's no need for you to show evidence for what happened, since you can do anything with magic. Damn it. Talk about an unfair game.
So, shall we resume once more? The 6 definitely entered through the door. I unlocked it with magic. How will you get around this magic, this closed room?
The key. Genji and the others said there was only one key, but that's impossible to prove. The culprit secretly made a duplicate key.
Only one key to the chapel exists.
Then what about this? The culprit made something other than a legitimate key and opened it. I don't know what, but maybe a wire. A tool for picking locks.
What is this naive move? It is impossible to unlock the lock to the chapel with anything but the chapel's key, although it can be opened with the power of magic, right?
Then what about this? There's something wrong with the door itself. There was some way to pass through it even while it was locked. And as to what this is, I can think of a few ways. Maybe it's like those big doors on a castle that have a small door in them. It's also possible that that they remove the door. I'm having a fucking aneurysm. That they remove the hinges and then remove the whole door before entering.
Is this the best a century of human wisdom can manage, battler? When the door to the chapel is locked, it prevents any and all methods of entry or exit. Assuming you can't use magic, right? Is it about time for checkmate?
Not even close. You said those 6 people entered through a door, but you didn't say it was the front door. They might have entered through another door, a secret one.
You talk too much, you incompetent fool. Then let me expand on my earlier move. The 6 definitely entered through this front door.
That's screwed up. The door was locked and it was impossible to unlock without using that single key. And yet 6 people entered through it? How? With magic, you say? Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Are we already seeing the limits of what humanity can manage? Then shout that you resign. When one admits defeat, it's customary to shout it out and knock over their own king. So, do you resign? Then announce you surrender and knock your king over by kneeling. Then you may kiss my shoes. There could be no greater joy than forcing a man like you to lick my shoes.
Okay. Damn it. It's useless, useless, useless. So I can't win against the witch? This isn't chess at all. I've just been made to take the losing side in a chess puzzle. It's quibbling about details and getting a draw the best I can manage.
That's the one thing that'll never happen. Either I will surrender or you will. There can be no other resolution. What happened to that bravery you displayed when you said this would be torture for us both? Hey, what a disappointment. What a total letdown, wouldn't you say? Ushiro Miya Battler?
Damn it. What should I do? What should I do? I can see it. I can see the place where I'll face checkmate. It's useless. It's useless. All my hard-fought moves have been nothing more than me desperately moving my king around, running away from check. No matter how many times I move, I can't escape from check. So even without failing, even without waiting for the next several moves, I can see checkmate in my future. Damn it. But, like, they could, like, take the key from Maria and then put it back. Like, that's possible, kind of, almost.
Yeah.
Maybe. After a few more...
It's the red truth. That's what I was excited for.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty... That's cool.
Yeah, it starts to make it more like a game. Because there were, like, no rules before, but now it's giving you more that you can theorize off of.
Yeah, it is, definitely. So, okay, let me get this straight. So, whether or not they were alive or dead, they enter through the door. The door can only be opened with a key.
With the key.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's
What
pretty
else?
much all she said.
That's pretty much all she said.
Because she had to repeat it in different ways. Just
Yeah,
to
like
give Battler...
to prevent
Battler
his, like,
was picking
whoa,
apart
they entered
details.
through it. Yeah, so it's the same. So it's the front door. They need a key. Whether they were alive or dead, they entered through it.
And there was only one key, and it was Maria had it.
Only one key. Yeah. And Maria had it. But maybe that's not even... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. That's retarded. I was about to say maybe it's not even the key, but then Rosa opened the door with it, so...
Yeah.
I imagine, like, they could replace it, maybe. That's possible. Who knows? After a few more moves, I can see where I'll face checkmate. Don't give up, Ushiro Miya Battler. I can see myself getting closed in upon. Then if I spin the chessboard around, I should be able to anticipate her next move, right? Remember what Kiri said. When you're thinking about something, the closer you get to the very, very end, the easier it becomes to anticipate. Spin it around. Spin the chessboard around. So, what is she gonna do?
What happened? You fell silent all of a sudden. Fear not. Surrender is but a momentary shame. After that, all that remains is the joy of entrusting your fate entirely to the hands of your new master. Come on, cry out in resignation. I can't hear you. Speak up and say it clearly.
Enough babbling. You're just refusing to listen. So I'll say it once more. I won't resign. Continue. Resume the game.
Oh, very well. It is your turn after all.
My turn. I made the mistake of thinking this rule you made was your own weapon. However, I've realized that it can also become a weapon for me. It all comes down to this.
Please do give it a try.
I've been focusing all this time on how they entered a closed room of the chapel. That approach is useless. It's useless. It's all useless. Spin the chessboard around. Whoa! That's right. I was thinking about it backwards. This is how I should approach it. How was the chapel, which wasn't a closed room in the first place, made to look like a closed room?
Here it comes. That thinking technique humans gave birth to over the course of a century. Give it a try.
Say this in red for me. If you can't, then refuse. Here I go.
Does this man intend to reverse his defensive posture? Impudence.
I get that the only way to enter this chapel is through the door, and that there's only one key. But wait, there's more. The question is whether that key really was handed over to Maria yesterday before noon.
My, but you're dragging this on. Do try and get to the point.
It's something like this. We've been under the impression that the key's been unusable since midday yesterday, so we've assumed that this was a closed room from midday yesterday until this morning. I want to hear you say that this impression of ours is a solid fact.
Interesting. So you turn your reasoning not to the door, but to the key.
Yesterday, Maria received an envelope from you. She didn't open it, but she might have felt it and known there was a key inside. But it's not like she'd have been able to confirm absolutely that it was the key to the chapel. Here's what I'm getting at. The thing inside the envelope given to Maria was a fake.
If you think about what you're saying, it's ridiculous. This morning, Rosa definitely took an envelope out of Maria's handbag, and from that obtained the genuine key to the chapel. It wasn't a fake, as you suggest.
I know that much. I'll continue. In that case, when Maria first received the envelope, the thing inside it was definitely that same key to the chapel, right?
Ho.
See what I'm getting at? Midday yesterday, you gave Maria an envelope with a key inside, and he told her that she mustn't open it. Maria probably realized that it had a key inside. Later on, Aunt Rosa used the thing inside the envelope to open the door of the chapel, and that's why we assumed it was a key to the chapel all along. This is the suspicious part.
So is this what you're trying to say? That when I entrusted Maria with a key, that key was a fake? And then, by the time Rosa obtained it, it had been switched with the real thing.
Yeah, that's it. What's wrong, Beatrice? You've been looking a bit pale for a while now, huh?
Those close to me sometimes call me Beato.
Oh.
Beato will do.
It's your turn, Beato. The turn of the Golden Witch. Let's see you dodge this.
Very well. The key to the chapel truly was the object inside the envelope I gave Maria.
I'll move forward. Can you repeat it in red? That envelope was completely under Maria's supervision until Aunt Rosa opened it. Ha! If you can't say it, then say you refuse. Check.
I refuse.
I spun it all around with just one move. Now it's your king on the run, Beato. You fucking retard.
I have a reason for refusing. It regards the definition of the phrase under her supervision. In its purest meaning, Maria would need to have her eyes on it around the clock for that to be true. But Maria didn't go that far. It may have been completely under her supervision when she took it out of her handbag, but after she put it inside, it disappeared from her field of vision. In that sense, the phrase under her supervision would be inappropriate, so I couldn't use the red, nothing more.
I'll bet that move hurt. And your face tells me you've guessed the next one. Sorry. I'm kind to women. I don't hurt them. And I never betray women's expectations. It's time for you to repeat it in red if you think you can. No one was able to touch Maria's handbag until Aunt Rosa took out the envelope.
I will also refuse this one.
Ha!
I won't explain the reason.
That's wrong. It's not that you won't explain it, it's that you can't explain it. That move gives us checkmate, doesn't it? Nah, you fucking... Fuck you.
Mm.
If you can't do it, then I'll explain. The key to the chapel really was in the envelope you handed to Maria. Then Maria put it in her handbag, and the next morning Aunt Rosa took it out and opened the lock. However, Maria didn't have the handbag under her complete supervision. There's no need for magic. It's a closed room trick that's possible for a human. The human culprit handed Maria the key, and by making Aunt Rosa use it the next morning, they created the illusion that there was a closed room during that time. You can't deny the possibility that during that time, the culprit took the key from Maria's handbag, used it, and returned it by morning. Can you say that in red? Repeat it. If you can say it, then say it. Let's check again.
Not yet. I removed the check. The envelope with the key in it should have been sealed with wax. Rosa took it from an unopened envelope.
Really? Then try saying it. Repeat it. The envelope handed over midday yesterday and one Aunt Rosa opened are the same thing.
That I can repeat. The envelope I handed over to Maria and the one Rosa opened are the same thing.
Oh. Ha. It's useless. It's all useless. That doesn't even matter anymore. I expected more from you. I figured that if you were a bit better at reading between the lines, you'd resign right there. So I'm disappointed. You've betrayed my expectations.
What?
Who cares if the envelopes were the same? Envelopes can be sealed with wax over and over. The key inside is what's important. This time, it's all over, Golden Witch. It's a real checkmate. I'll say it once more. One more time. Repeat it. If you can say it, try saying it. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope.
How? How could I? Against a lowly human.
I'll keep on saying it, Beatrice. You're fat. Repeat it. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope.
Oh.
If you're gonna yell, then say you resign. This settles it. This is the truth. Before Aunt Rosa obtained Maria's key this morning, at one point it passed to someone else's hands. Then they used it, resealed it, and returned it to Maria's handbag, making it look like it hadn't been used. This is a trick with a cheap loophole. The assumption that the key wasn't used because the sealing wax wasn't opened. Checkmate. There's no magic, and it's nothing more than a trick that's possible for humans.
In that case, who do you say stole the key? Try answering. This time, you try repeating it.
It was Genji, obviously. It's just obvious. That's right, I'm making you repeat things all the time. I probably have to answer every once in a while. But I refuse! My conditions for victory is denying a witch's existence. I'll prove that it's possible. That this impossible crime done with your magic was actually possible by human hands. But I refuse! Fuck off. I smashed your closed room with something possible even for humans. However, I won't specifically investigate who the culprit is. Because I believe in humans. Because I definitely won't accept that there's a person among us who would steal the key from Maria, use it, and do something so horrible.
I give up. I resign. Just once for this skirmish, I'll give up. But you really are a naive battler.
Parting remarks are a loser's privilege. Oh shit. Say as many as you like.
Since you continue to deny my existence, you will eventually be cornered. After all, since you deny me, you will have to suspect those relatives that you can't stop loving. In the last moment, when you have to suspect one who is beloved to you, then you will surely accept my existence. Ha 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 ha! True, you have defeated me in this skirmish alone. However, that naive logic will definitely destroy you. You can't win against me, after all. Ushiro me a battler!
Nice. Okay.
You
We're
like
getting
that?
there. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I told you like that.
I didn't.
I told you.
The thing is, I didn't like him solving the mystery, like afterwards, talking about it. I figured that out. I didn't figure it out, but I had the theory. Like right after, I was like, yeah, someone could have just taken the key, and then replaced it.
Yeah, but that's why I told you, Battler is supposed to represent the player character.
Yeah. Okay.
He knows. So Battler's gonna say, he's gonna give theories that you're gonna be thinking.
Nah. Get out of my head. Stay out. I thought that I was a smart one, but really it's the writer who's smart.
Yeah, this is the part where it starts feeling like, because I told you, like, the game, it starts putting, like, you're supposed to feel like you're in Battler's shoes. This is when it starts, with that chapter, that's when it starts kind of to start feel like you're actually there. And that's what a lot of people mean when they say this is like a game, but it's inside your head. But it's, it takes a little while to get there, but,
yeah. Well, I like it a lot. It's super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, save.
Weird. Who could have done it, though?
Who could have done it?
Who could have done it?
Why not just blame the 19th person, Beatrice, who arrived the day before?
'Cause that's too simple. It's got to be more complicated than that.
Maybe.
Yeah? Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I do think Beatrice is pulling the strings, but I don't think that she would get her hands dirty. Like, I think her magic just, like, influences people. And, like, some various things. Wait, but she summoned a fucking demon. Never mind.
Magic?
Does she even have magic? Well, she summoned a demon.
Was that real?
Like, they showed us it. I'm pretty sure it's real. What?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. It's gotta be real.
Yeah, it's real. It's Beatrice's magic.
Yeah.
Because it exists. Just like Maria will tell you. If you ask Maria, she'll tell you all about it. Rosa might smack her, though.
Damn it. What does a fucking little girl know more about magic? Fucking, I want to hear from Kinzo's mouth. Give me Kinzo proof.
You want to hear it from Kinzo?
Yeah. Kinzo, tell me.
Yeah, Kinzo seems like he knows exactly what's going on, too.
Yeah, that's why I want to hear it from Kinzo.
Okay, well...
Okay.
Let's go on to the next one. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Goodbye.